This video is sponsored by FlexiSpot. Get the XR5 recliner now with the link in the description. More about them further on in the video. Hello, my name is Masha and welcome to another Not With Me video. If this is your first time joining, then be warned, this isn't a tutorial. I won't be teaching you anything, though I do have plenty of those, which will also be linked in the description. This is just a video in which I'm making a bracelet. I recorded the entire process from start to finish, and I time-lapsed it. And here we are, chatting about it, and chatting about life and whatever we feel like chatting about. And today we're talking about bracelet slumps. This bracelet actually started over a month ago, and it's just been chilling and sitting and waiting for me to finish it because I just couldn't get back to it, I guess. I have a bracelet parking spot, which is basically my bookshelf, the side of my bookshelf. I have a bookshelf to the left of my desk, and just to the side of it is where I usually tape my work in progress bracelets. And this bracelet was taped there for over a month. You can usually see these kinds of things by looking at my nails. Like, this is a manicure that I had a month ago. I did it for the frog bracelet tutorial, and just the frog bracelet videos in general. That was really fun to film, and I really wanted to have bracelets that matched the frogs. So yeah, that was over a month ago though. I have an entirely new set of nails now, which is like half grown out. So we have progressed in time, and that's usually the easiest way to tell with my videos. But yeah, this I think it was, I don't know what it was. I think I just was in a bracelet slump in general, but then also the fact that this was so big was making it really daunting. That said, it is a gorgeous bracelet. I haven't made an arrowhead which is a variation of this. This is a variation of an arrowhead. I haven't made an arrowhead bracelet in a really long time. Years, probably since my arrowhead bracelet tutorial, actually, which coincidentally ended up being the cover of my book. Those arrowhead bracelets that I made just for the video. I didn't even think about that, about writing a book at the time, but those arrowhead bracelets ended up being the cover of my book, The Beginner's Guide to Friendship Bracelets. So that's quite fun. I'm glad that I keep all of my pictures, you know? I have a folder on my computer where I just keep all of my pictures in their original form, and then I could, you know, go back and find some pictures for my book when I was doing that, so that was quite good of me. But yeah, I think that is probably the last time I made an arrowhead, and I haven't done one since. And that's really strange. They used to be, well, I mean, it's not strange, I guess. I mean, you know, life changes. I've moved on, I've been making other patterns, but they used to be one of my favorite patterns of all time. And I used to make a bunch of them. I used to make there's so many different variations of the arrowhead. Even like the tutorial that I did, it's not a one-size-fits-all tutorial for every single arrowhead you can possibly do. There's so many different variations of single arrowheads, of double arrowheads, of arrowheads with like different kinds of colors. So there's a million different options for them, and this is one of them. This is a double arrowhead with kind of a separator, a divider in the middle, in between them. But also what's interesting about this pattern is that I'm knotting it kind of the opposite of how you would normally do an arrowhead. So it's kind of upside down, I guess, to how I would normally do an arrowhead. Normally an arrowhead, you start by widening it and then you come to a point. Whereas in this version, we start at a point and then we widen it and then we kind of, you know, expand it. Does that make sense? If you look at a single color, I feel like it makes sense. Like in the version that I'm making here, the single color, an individual color, starts at a point and then widens and then kind of expands, you know? Whereas otherwise, what I'm used to is the opposite. It kind of starts with that wide side and then kind of comes to a point, and then disappears and a new color comes to replace it. So that was quite interesting. I've never done it this way before, kind of upside down, I guess. I don't know which I prefer. I don't think that really I have a preference. And if I'm being honest, arrowheads are kind of annoying to make in general, just because of the constant, like, there's a lot of reverse knots, and by that I mean like forward, backward, or backward, forward knots. But not only that, I don't have a problem with that necessarily, even though I kind of do actually, but that's a separate thing. It's not even that, it's the fact that because you need to kind of, you see, even here, kind of, I'm doing those reverse knots at the same time for a lot of different strings. So you have to expand on the left side, you have to expand on the right side, and you have to kind of reverse them at the same time. And what that ends up doing is you just have a lot of reverse knots sitting there and waiting for you to complete some other part of the bracelet for you to come back to them. And what can happen with that is that they loosen up. By the time you come back to them and you are ready to continue, that reverse knot has loosened up a little bit, and so you need to kind of tighten it again, which doesn't happen as much with regular forward or regular backward knots. Not sure why, to be honest. I haven't looked into the science of this or investigated this particularly deeply, but it is a phenomenon that I have noticed, and I found that quite annoying. So arrowheads in general, because of that, aren't really my favourite pattern, but they are beautiful, and I do enjoy making them and looking at them when they are complete. And this was also an absolutely gorgeous colour combination, so I was really, really happy with it. Before we go on, I want to tell you a little bit about FlexiSpot. I want to introduce you to FlexiSpot's XR5 recliner. It is extremely comfortable. It has a rotating metal base allowing for an effortless swivel of 270 degrees. That, combined with its gentle rocking features, makes it the perfect chair for an energetic person or a parent who is juggling multiple tasks. The recliner has a large storage pocket which can easily fit a laptop, and a USB charging port, so you can easily charge your devices at any time. There are buttons on the side to help you recline, a footrest comes out for your convenience, and there is a maximum reclining angle of 127 degrees. It is fully adjustable to meet various needs, such as watching movies or even taking a nap. It is a seamless transition, with the chair initially lifting your legs and then tilting you back, and doing the opposite on the way forward. And the best part is that FlexiSpot is currently having a sale of up to 50% off for their 8th anniversary. Make sure to use the link below to get your own chair as well. Thank you to FlexiSpot for sponsoring today's video. So this bracelet is quite big. It's one of the biggest bracelets I've made this year, I think. I don't think I have made a normal or an alpha bracelet bigger than this. So it takes a lot of time. I think you guys ask me all the time, like how much time I spend on my bracelets and all of that. And with these time lapses, I can give you a very specific and concrete answer. Like obviously this bracelet, because I was in a slump, it took me weeks to actually complete. But in terms of literal knotting time, it was nearly 6 hours, which is a lot. A regular bracelet takes me somewhere between 2.5 to like 4 hours, I would say. And again, you have to keep in mind that that is like just pure knotting time. I don't actually sit there for like 3 hours and make a bracelet. It's usually, half an hour here, half an hour there, over a few evenings, maybe a little bit in the morning, a little bit during lunchtime, whatever. And it kind of adds up to that 3 to 4 hours, however long I spend on a normal bracelet. But this one took nearly 6 hours. And what's unfortunate is that I was also in a reading slump at the same time that I was in my bracelet slump, which usually doesn't happen. Like those are two of my main hobbies. And usually if one is in a slump, then the other one compensates. And vice versa, And this time, that didn't happen. And so I was just in this weird kind of limbo phase. And even when I got back to making the bracelet, I usually listen to audiobooks as I'm knotting. And I wasn't reading anything. I wasn't listening to any audiobook. And I couldn't think of anything to read. So I ended up watching like weird reality TV show compilations on YouTube. Specifically Taskmaster. I don't know. That just kind of popped up out of nowhere. I don't even watch reality TV ever. I don't even own a TV. So that was just very odd. But it popped up on my YouTube recommendations and I went down a rabbit hole of watching Taskmaster videos. So that was quite fun. People can get really creative with their interpretation of tasks. But yeah, also a fun thing that happened as I was filming this, I'm sorry, it's just really funny to me and also extremely ridiculous, but if you've ever been, if you're familiar with filming and with tripods, right? There is a tripod and there is a part of it. Here we go. You see how that changed? You see how that changed? Yeah, I'm going to explain in a second. There's a part of the tripod that connects to the camera. It's like a little square thing, usually like a rectangular thing. It kind of comes off, it attaches to the camera, and that is what kind of connects your camera to the tripod, keeps it in place, all of that. That's a very important piece, and it's quite small. And my worst nightmare has always been losing that piece, because that would be extremely inconvenient. And you know what? Guess what happened? I lost that piece. To my credit, I've had this tripod for years, and I haven't lost that ever. And I did now, so I don't know what happened. So the sponsorship that is part of this video is a recliner chair, which I genuinely do recommend. It is amazing. It's one of the most comfortable chairs I've ever sat on. But I didn't have space for it in my flat at all. Like, there was just nowhere for me to put it. So I reached out to a friend of mine and I was like, hey, this is a really cool recliner chair that I'm gonna get, for a sponsorship. Would you like it? And they said yes, because obviously it's a great chair, and who wouldn't want a free recliner chair that is just awesome and very comfy. I love that it's a rocking chair as well. That part is amazing. Anyway, and so I went to their house to film it. The clips that you saw through the sponsorship video, that's not my place, that's my friend's place, because I left it at their house. And I'm pretty sure I left the thing either at their house or I somehow lost it while I was on the tube or something. And so, yeah, I usually don't leave my house with my tripod, so I've never lost the thing before, but I did now. And so I had to order a new tripod, but I couldn't order the same one that I did before because I don't make that one. I had to order a different one, and it's a slightly different height. And so the video didn't match, and that, I'm not gonna lie, actually bothers me. It actually genuinely annoys me. And probably if I didn't tell you, not many of you would have noticed, so, but it does annoy me and it does bother me. Specifically the inconsistency in this video, but also just the fact that it is a little bit higher, so the zoom of my camera isn't as close as it is normally. I don't know, it's gonna take me some getting used to this new tripod situation, but it is what it is. At least, I've had the other tripod for years at this point, so it's not like it's, I just got it and it's fine. I'm trying to convince myself that it's fine, because it's fine, but I am very annoyed about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, this bracelet, I finished it, and I think it looks really good. It is an interesting color combination. It's kind of like this sunset colors flowing into, I don't know, the colors of the ocean. At least that's how I interpret it, and that's how I see it. And I think it's really beautiful. I think it's gorgeous, and I love the pattern. I think it is a wonderful, wonderful pattern, and yeah, I would recommend making it if you are up for a challenge, because this is quite a large bracelet. I'm not gonna lie, it did, as I say, take me, I think, like close to 6 hours to complete, but it is gorgeous, and I can see myself wearing this one. I've actually been wearing my bracelets a lot more recently, which I've also been telling you about, and I can see myself wearing this one and getting tons of compliments on it because it's gorgeous. So I would recommend it. I finished it off with a triangle end and some twisted ties, which I also filmed for my socials, so if you want to follow me on socials and see some extra clips and bits of behind the scenes stuff. I think I also filmed how I picked out the colours for this bracelet and cut the colours. So, follow me on socials to get some extra behind the scenes stuff. That's quite fun. Before I go, I want to give a special shout out to my patrons and especially my top supporters. It is with their support that I'm able to make the videos that I do on this channel, so I really appreciate it. And if you also want to support the channel, the link to that is in the description. My book, The Beginner's Guide to Friendship Bracelets, is also now out. It is a photo tutorial book aimed at beginners, but also takes you all the way from the basics to the more advanced stuff. So maybe if you're not a beginner, you can also learn something, or give it to a friend as a gift. It's a wonderful gift. I have a lot of free copies and I've been gifting them to my friends and they seem to really love it, so it makes a nice gift. A big thank you to FlexiSpot as well for sponsoring today's video. As mentioned, they are having a discount of up to 50% at the moment for their 8th anniversary. The link in the description will bring you to their website. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!